Hey guys, Jeremy here at My Way MFG. Just got home from work. Found this box on the porch. Eliza exhaust, I'm thinking. But I'm going to open it in the morning. I'm tired right now. It'll be instantaneous for you guys. Be about, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for me. But anyway, we'll open it up and see what we got. If we get a little time tomorrow, maybe we'll even work on it. Anyway, guys, we'll open it in the morning. It's the next morning. Getting a look at this exhaust kit for the first time. We've got 4 of everything. I've carried some of the stuff out in the garage to the car already. But there's 4 like street 90s, 4 45s, and 4 of the U-bends, and then 4 pieces of pipe. I had thought about buying one of these universal kits before when I had my 91 Ford truck. It needed some exhaust work. It was my daily driver, so I had a hard time ever getting to it. Now I've sold it. So this is my first time buying one of these kits, but I don't need much, just tailpipes, right guys? But that being said, that 40 Ford, not real easy to run tailpipes on. Not much room above the axle. I hear of some guys I was reading that run up below the axle, which that's an option because you got your trailing arms down there, so you could run it lower than the axle and still not be lower than trailing arms. I call them trailing arms, that A-frame thing. But anyway, I got to go out there and just kind of do some cutting and bending and measuring and try to come up with my best approach. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll just try to figure out the best way we can, and get them on there and coming out nice and straight on the back. So I'm going to go out here in a minute and get started on this. Now looking at this, guys, I think my first plan of attack is I'm going to cut these 90s off here as short as I can and still have a bend here, and then get these pointing up. I'm going to try to go over the axle. I'm going to try to get them heading up that way. Get these cut down as short as I need to get that over the axle. After I get it over the axle, I can do anything I want in this trunk area. I can come down lower, higher, and level them up so they're coming out the right height under the bumper as soon as I can get up over the axle. The other option is dropping down under the axle. Well, there's more room under the axle. That might be easier. But as far as the work involved goes, it looks about the same to me. Because to go over, I'm going to have to first come up and then go back down and then level it out and come across. To go under, I'm going to have to go down under the axle, back up, and then level it up to come across. And it just seems like a better option going over if I can pull that off. That side over there, the muffler is a little closer to the axle tube than it is on this side. I don't know if I've got room for this bend to go in. If that turns out to be the case, I might have to cut a little bit of the existing pipe off and slide the muffler forward a little bit so I've got a little more room to get this on. But I'm just going to get started here and just see where it takes me. That's all I can do, really, right? And I am a plumber. So anyway, let's get started here and we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to take a little masking tape, wrap around this pipe. I'm going to try it right there, I think. That'd give me enough to slide in there. I put this on there, I can keep my cuts maybe just a little bit straighter. Tape ain't on there very straight though. It might be crookeder than if I eyeballed it. Let's try it again. That looks better. just going to try this on both sides and see if I can get it to fit. This side here might have to be a little longer, but I think this will fit the other side nicely. Let's see what happens here. This is what's left of that 90 bend. I'm trying to get this as shallow as possible. I don't have to go up very high, just a bit. And if this is still too much, I can probably get maybe just a little bit more, you know. But it's a little bit hot right now. I'm gonna let this cool off. Hold that under there, see if that works. If it does, I'll get a few tacks on here. I don't want to weld it solid yet because I might find I want to turn this one way or the other to get my tailpipes coming out straight. But I'll just kind of mock it up with some tack welds first, you know. Anyway, that's where we're at so far. I think I might be on to something. Let's grab this guy. I've got tricycle wheels on this cart. They got plastic centers in them. This one is just about ready to fall off of there. I need a lawnmower wheel. I've just put 2 tacks on there for now. And see if I'm close to where I want to be. I'll get that gap welded up without any trouble. That's good thick stuff, you know. So anyway, I'll see if I can get you in here. It's kind of hard to get camera in under the car, you know. Okay guys, that does fit in there now. It's going up over the axle, but I've only got probably a 1/4 inch clearance between the floorboard and the top of the pipe. That bend is still too deep, it's too high. But I think what I can do here is roll this. If I roll it down like that, I'm still above my bumper pad with the bend. And what that does also is it gets me heading out towards the frame rail on this side, which is really where I want to be. So I'm going to continue mocking this up and see if I can get this exhaust to follow this frame rail right out the back. And then yeah, that I've just got it rolled up there. And now I've got 3 inches of clearance, you know, between my floorboard. And my U-bend is still higher than the cross member. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to give us plenty of axle travel. I think we're on to something here, guys. Let me get a 90 cut down so I can get it heading out this way. We'll see where that takes us. Yeah, there's a good view of what I got going on. I think that'll be just fine. Just held this 90 up here. It looks like if I cut this off about right in the middle, right in here somewhere, I'm gonna try that, see where it takes me, trim it from there. So let me get that cut and I'll get you back in here. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that, but I think that's looking pretty good, guys. We're pointing backwards anyway. Let me stick a piece of pipe in there, maybe hang it up with a piece of wire or something, and just kind of see what it's looking like on there, providing everything will stay together. And then if it looks right, I'm just going to tack all this up. And gosh, I wonder if I can weld the whole thing off the car and then put it in there. We'll see. I don't know. That's coming together though, I'm thinking. That's looking pretty straight with the underneath of the car. It might need to be down just a little bit lower, possibly. Coming out the back, it's hard to tell when it's straight because everything on this car is round. I'm thinking I'm liking that though. If you look underneath, it's following the frame rail pretty good. Our bend up there looks good. I think I'm gonna mark it and just start welding it in. We're missing the roll pan, so I think if I hang it right there, that would be fine. I think that's fine, just the way it is. I'm trying to think, that leaf spring, would that ever come up and hit it? I think it would. I'm not sure though. Maybe it would. Maybe I ought to get it higher right there by the leaf spring somehow. No, God, that could never come up that far. The shackle mount's too close. It'd have to break to ever get up that far. Right? Let me... Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna start welding that up just like that. I think that's gonna be just fine. I put a reference mark on here with a marker to get the orientation of these two pieces right. I'm gonna tack this up, put it back under there one more time, make sure it still fits. I can pull it out and weld this whole piece up. Then the tailpipe, I'm gonna have to weld in after it's under the car, the straight piece, you know. Let me get a couple tacks on here. Let's see if that still fits right, guys. I got me another little short 90 cut to start on the other side. This side here, it's all welded in. I got the welds all the way around. So this side's done other than a muffler clamp and a hanger. I'm not gonna weld it to the muffler. I'm just gonna clamp it there. You know, make it easier if you ever need to change the mufflers, right? Get a good clamp on there and get a hanger in here somewhere. Get this cut off to the length we want. I'm gonna get the other side mocked up, and then I'll go to town and get a couple hangers and exhaust clamps. Wonder if I could buy some chrome tips. That might be cool. Anyway, I'll get you back in here in a bit. There's the U-bend welded up for the other side. That's what it took to get it straight. Anyway, we're gonna get that in there. Get a little further with it. Guys, we got them on there. I got to get them cut to length. I got to get to town, get some exhaust hangers, a couple clamps put on the mufflers, but if you look there, we're right even with that fender body line coming out. Same on this side. They look symmetrical. I think that looks good. They're all welded up good and tight, no pinholes. Well, none that I know of. If you look at it it looks like they're at the same, you know, got the same angle on them, or one's not up and one's not down or nothing like that. So I think other than exhaust hangers and muffler clamps and getting them cut to length, we're good. Yeah, I'll get you back out here when we get the rest of the parts. I might start the car real quick though, just see what it sounds like. Suppose it sounds any different? Let's try it. This is quieter, I can tell. Hey man, I think that's a win. I'm liking that. I can stand right here and smell the exhaust fumes. Those all would have been coming up inside. Now they're not. That's what I wanted. Hey, check out our new dash knobs. Those look pretty good, right? I got the other two to go here, but I'm not ready to put them on yet. Well, guys, I'm pretty happy with that outcome. I don't know what time it is. I think I've probably worked on this for about 4 hours. It ain't too bad, right, for tailpipes? And I still gotta get the hangers and the clamps on, so I'll probably have maybe, what, 5 hours in it? 5.5? But something that was neat and done. I'm glad it is done. And you know, I like that exhaust kit. That's an easy way to do your exhaust. Man, if you guys got a welder, go for it. Go for it. You know, I priced to have exhaust put on this Tahoe. Exhaust on its shot. I took it to a muffler shop. It was going to be, what did they tell me, $700 That kit's 137. So, you know, if you're willing to put the time into it, saves you a lot of money, you know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to clean up here and go to town later on today and get the rest of the parts I need. Catch you in a bit. Hey guys, Jeremy. It's been a few days since I left off here. I had to get some exhaust hangers and some clamps. I've got these clamped in. The muffler's getting tight now. Everything else is welded. I've cleaned up some of this cross member here, and I'm just going to weld this bracket right to that. And I got this wire holding this where I want it at the time beings. So I'm gonna get this side welded up, that side over there to match it. And then I think we'll take it for a drive and see if it seems any better. These made pretty good tailpipes. I really like them. But anyway, let's button this up real quick and we can call this done. I gotta whack these off a little bit. They're too long. But we get them mounted, I'll whack them off. See how she looks, see how she sounds, see how she rides. Get you back in here in a minute, guys. Hey guys, I just kind of welded along the side of that right there and then plug welded that hole a little bit, but I can grab a hold of the pipe and move the whole car, so I think we're good. Good and solid. We'll call this side done. Those are on there good and tight. They look pretty even. Got them clamped on good, welded good. Hangers are good. I think I'm gonna cut them off the length, kind of where I want them. And maybe go for a drive here in a bit. See what it's like. I think it's gonna be considerably better, I really do. The exhaust fumes, it'd be nice to get rid of them, but not only that, I really feel like it's gonna make it quieter inside the car. Maybe not so much outside the car, but I bet it does inside. So I think all that noise was coming up too, you know. So yeah, curious to see what it's like. We'll just go for a short drive, you know. Just whack those off there. Looks pretty good. We'll leave it like that for now. If we ever come up with some chrome tips or something, maybe we'll shorten them or do something different, but that looks great. I like that. If we're looking down at it, that looks like that. That looks like that. I think we're pretty close. This side might be just a little bit longer. About an inch maybe. I'm gonna whack another inch off of this one, I think. Call that good. All right, guys, I'm gonna get a shower, get some clean clothes on, go for a drive. Catch you in a bit. Guys, I felt like that was a huge improvement. I'm just going to keep driving it and see what I think of it, but it's quieter, no more exhaust fumes. That's great. I think next we'll start working on some rattles. I think most of them are in the doors, you know, from the window channels rattling around. get some of that stuff buttoned up, and it'll just keep getting a little better, right guys? That's what we're wanting, a little better all the time, just a little bit better. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for me today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all them things, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later. Jeremy.